Scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, you'll notice that most people's jobs define their entire identity.
If you've done any internships, what companies and how much did they pay you?
I tried to work 2 full-time jobs.
Building my dream life and doing all these things.
Everybody's walking around like a walking job title. You've got lawyers in their fancy suits, artists in their baggy pants, and the CEOs in their shiny cars. And don't even get me started on the tech bros with their fancy gadgets and hipster coffee shops. Now, is it a cop-out for an unsatisfied career, or is it all marketing? It feels almost like the universe is saying you can either have a fat paycheck or a fulfilling job, but not both. Hey, I'm Matt Piche. I stopped following my passions the year I made $500,000. I have a beautiful family, amazing houses, travel often, and a hugely successful business. In terms of chasing passions, my entire personality isn't based solely as a real estate investor, or at least I hope it's not. The passion job is the biggest scam that's underlying a much bigger issue that we're gonna get to. Here's the #1 myth that we're gonna bust. Passions equal poverty. Now, hold on, before you get angry and leave me 100 comments making fun of liberal arts kids or philosophy majors, there's a small point to this. Fun jobs are competitive, and therefore, most of the profits are extracted. For example, as much as we love our musicians, they're not really known for their financial savvy.
It was a lot of bad investment. You would just buy complete dumps and think that we can just paint and then we should be fine.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Bruh.
Sure, they can write a catchy tune or shred a wicked guitar solo, but when it comes to balancing a budget or investing wisely, this is a bit out of their depth. Now, as much fun as I had playing in a wicked rock band in my earlier days, I kind of knew that it was a pipe dream in the sense that we would get super famous and make a ton of money, but it was a passion that was a lot of fun, but I always knew it was probably not gonna be the career set that was gonna get me to a wealthy status.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
gets the people going.
Now, on the other hand, accountants or people who hire good accountants are typically swimming in a lot of money. They've got spreadsheets for days, they know all the tax loopholes, and they know how to use them in order to get wealthier. They're the ones who know how to turn a nickel into a dime and aren't gonna let silly little things like a recession or a global pandemic slow them down. Now, the point of this video is that if you want to have your dream job or your passion job and make a lot of money, typically you need to make your own business. Society often sells the dream of the perfect job because it really taps into people's desires, the success that they want, and the personal fulfillment. So this really pushes people to try and prove something about their jobs. All of that is just a way to cope
with not being fulfilled with their life or their job.
The media, movies, advertisers, even some employers will use this image or this amazing potential life just to bring people in to buy their product or service or work for their company. Even for art, look at this. Pretentious? Maybe. Exhibitionist? For sure. Now, looking back when I started in 2012, it would have been so much friggin' easier if I had a community, if I had someone to rely on, if I had someone to show me the ropes and tell me exactly what to do. I had zero idea of where this was gonna go, how big it was gonna get. I had an idea in my head of the kind of employees I had, like the type of culture I wanted to create in my company. And we're getting there. It's pretty awesome. We have a great company, great employees that work for us, but it took a lot of work and a lot of time to get there. If you can't leave your business for 90 days and still have it function without you, you don't have a business. Now, the key to running a good business is having it run without you and having other people do the things that you shouldn't be doing. As an example, I'm a real estate investor and our main business is flipping houses. So you would think that for me being a business owner,
I would have to go to the house, check it out, see how the renovation is doing, go to Home Depot, pick up the materials, drop it off, sell it, list it on.
The reality is I don't do any of that. Starting from the very first step of when the leads come in, because we advertise solely to motivated sellers, I have someone else pick up the phone, talk to the seller, meet with the seller, sign the contract, we buy their house. I never went to the house. I don't even know what's going on with that side of the business until we bought the house. Once the house is bought, I tell my funds manager, hey, we need to raise $500,000 to buy this house. He raises the money via my list and signs all of the contracts with those lenders. Again, I don't do any of that. Now, when we actually close on the property, my project manager goes in, sees what we gotta do, schedules the guys, orders all the materials, takes care of the entire renovation. I never once stepped foot in the house. Now, once the house is all renovated, it's all clean, I send in my photographer to take all the pictures, and we list it on MLS and we sell the property. This is how you build a real business. This is how you get all of your time back to live the life that you want, and it really all comes down to delegating and leading.
Like an idiot wanted to take over the world.
For example, most record label owners aren't musicians. They handle the business side and let the specialist, the musician, do the work. Now, passion jobs like teaching or social work or music, they might be more fulfilling, I get that, but they usually don't provide a lot of financial rewards. So if you really want to break out of the matrix and take control of your life, you want to avoid these kind of jobs like the plague, at least for now, and build a real business. I mean, how are you supposed to pay for a yacht on a teacher's salary? It's never gonna happen. Look, I'm not saying your job doesn't matter at all. I mean,
If you're a professional foot sniffer, that's definitely gonna raise a lot of eyebrows at a party.
That is so fetch.
but as long as you're with a tribe of cool, mission-driven people, you can still have a good time. Company means group of people, literally. I mean, there's a number of instances where people work at a company where they hate the job, but they just love everybody that they're around with, so they stick at the job. And I've personally seen this over and over again. For example, when I was young doing renovations right out of high school for a company, the two guys who were my mentors I was working with were great guys, but you could tell they hated this job every day. It's obviously back-breaking labor. You're on your knees, swinging a hammer. It's not the funnest job, and being, 45, 50, 50 plus, I can see how it would be not that fun at all, but they loved the people they worked with so much that they stayed for decades at this company, even before I got there. Think about it. If you're working around a group of people and you're all motivated on the same mission, it can be a pretty sweet place to work at. Plus, if they're just fun people to be around, that's even better.
Everything okay? Everyone's so nice here.
As the old saying goes, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Or at least be less likely to yell TGIF on a Friday at 4 p.m. Bunch of stuff that goes with owning a business, but it is definitely worth it to live the life that you want. Right now we're down in Naples, Florida. This is our winter home. We're like 3 blocks from the ocean. I'm standing under a palm tree here just to get some good light, so I'm not in direct sunlight. It would have been so much friggin' easier if I had a community, if I had someone to rely on, if I had someone to show me the ropes and tell me exactly what to do. So this is why we created the Fruitful Insiders Club, where you can get private access to me every single month. We do a live stream for 2 to 3 hours. You can ask me any real estate questions you want, any business questions you want. Pretty amazing. I love to provide that. So if you're interested in joining the Fruitful Insiders Club, check out the links below. Join that, but I would love to have you inside. See you in the next video.